Okay, so this is for the first objective again. We'll try to take this as slowly as possible. Okay, so now on the screen is my cluster map for the southwest. This is what you will generate from Google Earth engine, and this, of course, is the shapefile of the five states that makes up the southwest. So we have Ekiti, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Osun, and Oyo. Um, so now the first thing we're going to do is convert this raster to polygon. So you do that by using the raster to polygon to. So you just click on that. That's raster to polygon. Then so here we select the raster that we want cluster map. So we selected the cluster map. The field should be valued. Then just click on OK. Then let the tool run. Okay, so this is the um, dissolved, the converted raster to polygon. Remember, it is your cluster file image that you converted to polygon. So next thing we do is to use the dissolve tool. That's the dissolve this under data management. Then we select the then we use grid code. The dissolve feed should be the grid code. Then just click on OK. Then you let it run. So after successfully dissolving it, I think it's better you just rename it as cluster dissolved so that you won't confuse yourself. Just name it cluster dissolve. Click on OK. Okay, so now that we have our cluster dissolve, we must do something very important. We must reproject it to UTM since we're going to be carrying out some simple basic calculation. You can't do that in GCS coordinate. So you just write reproject here, click on OK, then project, you select cluster dissolved. This is the coordinate system it is in. But we want to change it to this UTM zone 31. Click on OK. I think that's all. Preserve shape. And then click on OK. Then you let the tool run. So now the tool has finished running. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this one so that I don't get confused by it. So this is the one that we projected. We can proceed to rename this cluster dissolved again. Cluster dissolve. Okay. So now we are nearly there. So all we have to do now is just carry out some basic or geometric calculations. So for me, just go to open attribute table. You should have this already. Then you go to this button, click on add field. So you call it area in hectares. Convert this to double. Then click on OK. Okay, no, no, no. I think this. Let me just remove this field. So that field was not supposed to be there. So let's add another field. Call it area hectares again. Short integer, convert it to double, and then click on OK. So now we have this. So you just click on it like that. Then right click, you would see calculate geometry. Just click on yes. So now ensure that this is in UTM zone. That's very important. Mm, this should be in hectares. Hectares, yes. Then just click on OK, and it should run. Now we have these values. So we proceed to add another field, which will be the crop name. Okay, so now we have this crop name field now. Just created it. So if the way to fill it out with the crops. So I believe that by now we've done our phenology assessments. We've appointed each cluster in our map to a particular crop using the NDVI phenology stuff we discussed the other time. So now you just bring in those names here, and how to do that in AppMap is that you just um, after you create the field, you go to editor, click on start editing, select cluster dissolve, click on OK. Yeah, it's going to start this. Then OK. Then now you can edit. So for me, number one is maize. Number two, okay. So I think when I was creating this crop, um, when I was creating that crop name field, I made the mistake. So let me just correct that. I'd have to delete. I'd have to delete this whole field. Okay, stop editing first. To delete this whole field. And now we need to recreate it. Add field. Name. Short integer. It should be float. I think. Float. Oh, it should be text rather. So now we can edit it, start editing, because now we should be able to enter text maize cassava. Recall that this naming is from my own phenology assessments. It may be different for your own. It should be different in your own. If you've done what you need to do, legumes, this is just sparse. Um, Vegetation. So as that's used, then click on stop editing, and then um, you should have that like that. So next we go again, add another field, and this should be the so the next table we are adding is the yield. Call it yield underscore c underscore hectares. Let's make it double. So this particular numbers we got them from FAO. These are literature provided figures. So again, you just edit, start editing. Yes, we're editing cluster dissolve. Yes. So now for maize, our figure is 8.5. cassava, we have 1.2. For sorghum, we have 6.5. For legumes, I think it's just 4. And sparse vegetation, we have 3. So you stop the edits to ask you to save, and then that's saved. Next thing we do is to add another field, which is the RPR field. As another literature provided indices. So again, you edit, start editing. Yes, goes down. Continue. So now we can edit. So RPR for maize is 1.30. RPR for cassava is 0.30. For sorghum is 1.25. For legumes, 1.0. For sparse vegetation is just, of course, is irrelevant. So just give that one a 0. So you can use the same um, this same RPR if you have the same crops in your clusters. So next thing is to add the biomass density field. Okay, sorry, we've not stopped editing. So now we should have add field. So now this is the biomass um, biomass density. So let's just call that bio to A. Of course, it's going to be double. Click OK. Now this one, we are not entering, we are going to calculate it. And how do you do that? Just right click on everything like this. Then go to field calculator. So now this place we are doing area multiply. We're not, that's not area, it should be sorry, it should be yield multiplied by RPR. It will populate it by itself. And those are the values we got. Now the last step here is to add another field. We call this one the total biomass field. So bio, let's just call it total bio, and it's double. So now this particular field is the most important one. This is what we use to make our biomass raster, which is the point of objective 1. So right click again, go to field calculator, and here we will do area. Yes, this one is area multiplied by biomass density. So we should have our values now. Those are our total biomass. Now that this figure is telling us that maize, the total biomass of maize in our location is this in hectares. For cassava is this, blah 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 blah. You understand? So okay, so now we are done with the calculation aspect. So all we have to do now is to use this field to create our biomass raster. So how do we do that? Remember that we are working with this cluster dissolved that we converted from raster to polygon. So all we have to do now is to convert this polygon back to raster. Polygon to raster. Search for that. Transfer polygon to raster. Yes, this is it. Now we build cluster dissolve and we use the total biomass field. I'm sorry, we use the biomass field. This bio t dot ha underscore ha. That's the biomass total per hectares. We use it as the value field. Leave everything else as it's where and just click on OK. So now the tool has run and we can just rename this um, biomass raster. This is objective one completed. Let's go to symbology. Let's use unique values. We should have them as five. Five unique values, yes. So apply. And ladies and gentlemen, this is our biomass raster. Objective one is done. Now for objective two, um, simplify it very easily. All you have to do is to run zonal statistics. Just type zonal statistics, go to zonal statistics as table. So what objective two is to tell us the amount of biomass that is per state, right? So we just here we select um, my shapefile containing my states. The zone field ID that contains the name of the states in that file is name one. I don't know what it will be in your home, but if you need shape files for your states, just reach out to me. I should be able to give you that. Then select your biomass raster here, input value. It should be your biomass raster that we developed for objective one. Then just click on OK. It will give you a table. So now the tool has finished running out. It gives us this zonal state shape. Just open it. Now, what this is telling us is that in Ekiti State, this sum here is the total biomass in Ekiti State. In Lagos State, this is the total biomass. In Ogun State, this is the total. In Ondo State, sure you get in Osun State, in Oyo State. Now, typically, we're supposed to get, like for Ekiti State, we're supposed to get for each of those crops that we found, like cassava, maize. But for your, I think, in order not to complicate things, let's just leave it at this for state level. So with this, you can just export this table, export it out. So your objective two is already there. You know when the spatial distributions of biomass per state. So you just use words to you put this table and then use words to convey the rest. So I think that should be it for objective one and objective two. The only thing I know that you should not be able to, you may not have currently is the shapefile for your states. This shapefile, this file. So if you cannot get this, you can just reach out to Mr. Um, Adewi and I would send it to him. So thank you very much. I hope you're able to get it around this time. God bless you.